Good morning, Kylie here. We have a couple new goal events inside of our automations that I want to touch on. Number one is an invoice paid goal event. Number two is going to be our review link clicked event. So I'm just going to go ahead and literally create a new workflow. What this is essentially going to do is it's just going to allow us to simplify a lot of our processes around invoices being paid, links being clicked specifically for reviews. So I want to show you a quick example of how I would use the invoice paid event to go ahead and adjust the rest of my workflow. So previously, we would do it as we would say like, hey, invoice was sent. Invoice is sent, okay. And then I would go ahead and, oh, that's new. Sorry, I get distracted. Then I would go ahead and literally do like send an email, do this, do a wait step, and then do if else conditions to see if they paid that invoice. Now, what we can do is we can just go ahead and do a direct workflow. So I can do wait 1 day. Whoops. Okay, and then we'll do, I'm just going to pick a random email, but this would be my reminder email. Number one. Again, this is just for example purposes, so I'm not actually going to do that. I'm just going to pick a random template, save. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my goal event. So this goal event, we're going to use the invoice paid, and then you can either do paid or partially paid. So a couple examples for you. If we want it to be fully paid, this is going to be really, really good for things like one-time projects where it's all due up front. If it is like a membership type of deal where they're paying their initial invoice and then it's just recurring every month, that would be a good one. Anywhere, or even if you're completing a project and it's like a final invoice payment to where that is 100% paid. So if we put paid, that's going to mean it is completely taken care of. It's not a partial payment. Now, if you are doing a larger project, maybe is drug out for a couple months, you have 3 milestone payments, so month 1, month 2, month 3, and you want to kick off your onboarding workflow when that invoice is partially paid. We would select partially paid. Otherwise, you would go which is paid. Select associated invoice action. Okay, I'm not actually sure about that. If no invoice action is selected, the goal matches the triggering invoice when enrolled via an invoice trigger. Otherwise, any paid invoice. Okay, beautiful. So essentially what this is saying is that if none is selected, it's going to base it off of this specific invoice. So instead of looking at all invoices, it's going to specifically look at this one. Okay. And then if contact reaches this goal action without meeting its conditions, I'm going to end this workflow and save. Now, what this is going to let me do is I can create a reminder sequence as long as I want without having to do any if else conditions at all. So essentially what's going to happen, even though I have these wait steps, if they go ahead and invoice is sent, they're sitting in this workflow, and then we're waiting for 1 day. If they're in this area and they go ahead and pay, they're going to skip directly to the goal, and then nothing's going to happen. Like, that's pretty much it. They're going to skip directly to that goal. You can add steps below this too, and even say, hey, thanks so much for paying your invoice. So we could add like a confirmation email here. That's fine too. I usually do like to keep that in a separate workflow, but you could potentially do it here. But yeah, what's going to happen is even if they are sitting here, they get this email and they go ahead and pay it. Instead of going through the rest of this, they'll skip to this goal event. So that's the beauty of goals. It's just going to allow us to, again, simplify this workflow. Now, in the exact same scenario, we can switch over our trigger, leave pretty much the same workflow, but use a review request sent. Hold on, I gotta find it. I never remember what this one is called. it's not new review received. That might actually only be an action and not a trigger. Okay, so let's say we have a different trigger. Let's say it's a pipeline stage change. We go ahead and move them and say, hey, your project is complete. Pipeline stage is closed. So if we move someone in our services pipeline to closed, then we're going to go ahead and send a review request. And I can, oh goodness, SMS, this one, save. So then exact same thing. Then we're going to come down here to the goal. Again, these are just reminders. Hey, go ahead and click. We will update our goal to be review request clicked. We want it to be SMS because that's how we're sending the review request. That's going to be the funnel flippers. And if contact reaches its goal action without meeting its condition, go ahead and end the workflow. Anyone who did meet the goal is going to continue to our thank you email. So 2 new options. Goal events are super useful just to be able to keep your workflow simple without having to do a ton of go-to actions, if else actions, adding a bunch of steps just to check to see if they're doing specific things. Use a goal action instead. No matter where they're at in this workflow, if they do the action that you have selected in your goal, they're going to skip to this step of the workflow. And then this area right here is going to determine what happens if, let's say someone gets that SMS, they still don't pay their invoice, they still don't click the review link. They're going to hit this and then just end the workflow because that's what we have selected in this area. So they're never going to get that thank you or confirmation email for paying or leaving a review, etc. Unless you choose one of these actions. If you continue anyway, they would get that next email. If you wait until this goal is met, they'll literally sit in a wait stage right here until they pay the invoice or click the review link. If you have questions, let us know. See you in the next one. Did I not stop? Oh no.